I suppose I've borrowed thousands and thousands of books from libraries or many places, but one of the most memorable was quite a long time ago when I was a lad, and I went to the library and I got out Cry the Beloved Country, a book by a South African writer, Alan Paton, who actually opposed the evil system of apartheid when it was being introduced there. And I devoured this book. Paton drew a wonderful picture about the beauty of the place. Still remember the description of the valleys running down from the Drakensberg Mountains where the Africans lived in their villages, and he described the sound of the titihoya, the native bird in the bracken, and just the wonderful warmth and delight of it all. But he also took us to the ugly, very ugly side of South Africa, into the cities and the mines, Johannesburg, places like that, where the black men were required to go to work, had to go on their own. They had to have permits to move anywhere. They weren't allowed into the white cities. They weren't allowed to live or shop or do anything else without being strictly controlled. No legal rights, no votes, poorly paid. And he was railing against that. Well, then, about 20 years after, I got the chance to go to South Africa, and I learned from people like Desmond Tutu and Donald Woods, and actually saw with my own eyes that the place had got worse. It was now a police state. There were nil rights for black people. They were more and more repressed. It was an evil system, and I was scared. And then came the chance to go to those Drakensberg Mountains and interview Alan Paton, the man whose book I'd read and admired. He was a gnarled old fellow by now, but he'd been fighting all his life, still writing and still traveling around the world until they took away his passport to stop him to tell people about this evil system. And I remember sitting opposite him and saying, but sir, you've spent your whole life railing against, fighting against this system. It's still there, it's more evil, it's getting worse. It's a failure, isn't it? And he said, oh, I did what I had to do. And my boy, he had arthritis, I remember, in his finger. He said, and my boy, I will never give up on the chance of a miracle. And by God, he was right, because 7 years later, maybe less, Nelson Mandela was released and the country moved peacefully, wonderfully peacefully, into a democracy. So Alan Paton, Cry the Beloved Country, his work, his belief came true in the end, and I'm delighted that I had the good sense to borrow that book from that library at that time.